I just want to say from the beginning, can you please leave a comment at the end of this video? Thanks. They called me a dumb bitch wife. I mean, sorry for using that language, but seriously.
Oh, Meghan, I don't like those words being uttered in your sweet, sweet voice.
Yes, but you have to admit, the South Park portrayal of you two, with placards in hand, don't look at us, doing a media tour, and interviews, then demanding privacy. That made me chuckle. We want our privacy. We want our privacy.
We want our privacy. We want our privacy.
Well, let's just have a good laugh about it now, shall we?
Yeah, well, that is an approach we haven't tried yet. Perhaps people will like us more.
Look, Harry, I think you're going to have to stop coming to the meetings.
But I like the meetings. I like being at mission control.
Yeah, well, that's over now, okay? You no longer have clearance. But here's your mobile phone back.
Oh, I like doing jigsaw puzzles, You've got to push quite hard to get those bits together sometimes, but, they can be quite resistant. But, if you persevere and you're not put off by the fact that the picture doesn't look quite right, doesn't look like the box, then it can be very rewarding and very relaxing.
But he can't do them unsupervised, though, because he puts the pieces in his mouth.
No, I don't.
I came in the other day and you were choking on the face of Thomas the Tank Engine.
I wasn't choking.
Kevin had to perform the Heinrich maneuver.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember? He went flying across the room and landed in his gin and slimline tonic. Yeah, and you were trying to fish it out with one of your false eyelashes.
Oh, one of those awful awnings that women wear. Well, first of all, I don't wear false eyelashes.
Oh, yeah. Yours are naturally thick and long. Must have been one of Kevin's then.
So, Harry likes to complete jigsaw puzzles, when he's not dining on them, of course. Oh no, he's never actually finished one yet. Right. And how about you, Meghan? How do you like to relax and wind down? Yoga, like I said, obviously. And, sometimes I just like to sit and ponder, just sit there thinking, right, about how great I am. And that not only brings my blood pressure down to a manageable level.
She also likes to sit at her bureau, and write letters and emails, Don't you, my little profiterole?
Yeah, I have been known to pen a few opinions and, observations. Usually like to sit there in the evening sometimes and write them. Sometimes I even write them, during the night whilst I'm asleep. Yes, of course, I remember you telling us about your somnamscribism in a previous interview.
Oh, look, nothing helps Meghan find her special place, her zen. Better than writing to an organisation or an institution to get someone who's far weaker and less influential than her fired for a minor misdemeanor.
Yeah, it brings the world back into a cosmic balance. It's nice.
And she gets the cutest little face on when she ruins someone's life.
Yeah, my truth is a opportunity, in essence. It's an opportunity to give, expression to your momentary oneness, like to give validation to your life, to your being here in time.
It's like Shakespeare reborn.
To escape the shackles of judgmentation, the judgmentation of others, that try to hold you back with their strict version of truth, rigid version of truth.
Oh yeah, those times are gone. It's all up for grabs now.
Yes, that does seem to be the case, Harry. Although, Meghan, do you agree with Mrs. Fairground Bouquet, whose cat is a tom and whose dog was a stray, who says, "My truth merely means personal experience or opinion, for which we already have perfectly suitable words, meaning that the overuse of the term my truth actually corrupts the real word truth"?
I really disagree with that. I really, really disagree with that. In fact, I can't tell you how much I disagree with that. I literally can't tell you. So I'm going to hand over to Meghan to explain. Meghan.
Yeah, I think that Mrs. Fairground Bouquet.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Mrs. Fairground Bouquet. I mean, where do you find these people?
Mrs. Bouquet is a retired microbiologist who has received multiple awards for innovation in her field. She retired early so that her and her husband could become foster parents to abandoned and underprivileged children.
Well, isn't she a saint?
Insider has claimed, Meghan, that you've been advised to ditch Prince Harry if you want to recover what is left of your working life.
Oh, nonsense. Meghan and I are like salt and pepper. We go together. Isn't that right, Meghan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, Meghan. Utter tosh. Our appeal comes mainly from our togetherness, So why on earth would we ever want to break that up?
Yeah, well, we are very different, from different backgrounds and got different skill sets.
Yeah, we're different, but diversity is our strength.
I've got to remain true to me, I've got to listen to my heart and just remain true to me.
Then I will too. I'll finally be exactly who I am. And that's why you love me so much, isn't it, Meghan?
Sometimes you just got to know when to cut loose,
Right, that's it. I'm sleeping in one of the many spare beds tonight.
Oh, big threat.
Well, you have always said that you were a spare.
Well, I've got a question here from Mrs. Glenda Blender, whose favourite song is Return to Sender. And she asks simply, why do you not give up your Duchess title if you wish to behave with the typical Hollywood buffoonery that is the staple of all talentless, third-rate, inauthentic and pointless celebrities?
My Meghan conducts herself with class. She's just being natural. She's just being fun. She's just being happy. And some people just can't bear to see it.
Oh, no, I'll never be giving up my Duchess title. You'd have to pry that from my cold, dead hands. But I think Glenda is misunderstanding the situation slightly, The reason that royals, like us, have a bad name is because we're usually so stuffy.
Do you have any fear, Harry, given Meghan's taste for breaking up with people and cutting them off completely like a troublesome mole, that she'll do exactly the same to you once she's extracted all of your filling and left you as an empty, shriveled husk? I thought exactly the same thing, actually, Cobalt, As you know, I'm a cautious redhead. Although I used the phrase, sucked all the goodness out of me and left me as a withered shell. Same thing. Tomato, tomato.
Indeed.
And I must say, no, I don't fear it, And as Don Corleone might say, and I'll give you my reasons.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him hear you do that.
One, the bond that Meghan and I have is stronger than any of the bonds she shared with her friends or family or father, deeper and more sacred. Isn't that right, Meghan?
Yeah, sure. It's absolutely nothing to do with money or fame. Look at him. He's got the lot, You make a very compelling case, Meghan. And in a similar vein to Helen's question, Mr. Morris Minor would like to know why the tone of your letter to Congress has a sagely philosophical feel, quite in contrast to your real-life persona as an underwhelming actress and a know-it-all busybody.
Look, I think Morris needs to pipe down. Meghan's acting isn't underwhelming. It's purposefully understated.
Yeah, I just really hope that Harry can maintain that relationship. I pray, fervently that Harry doesn't lose his father.
And that's very believable, Meghan. You certainly give off the aura of relationship healer and unifier.
Oh, thank you. As shown with your ailing father, who paid for your education, and yet you refused to visit.
What Meghan's shown me is how to have the courage to finally dump my family and then smear them behind their back, either subtly or with gusto.
What can I say? It's a skill.
And Meghan also showed me the error of my ways, being so adaptable and amenable to people who didn't do exactly what I asked. It was affecting my mental health. Luckily, Meghan noticed that I was spending too much time being happy to properly concentrate on my mental health.
What can I say? It's a skill. Yes, Meghan, you seem to be filled to the brim with such skills.
Oh, Meghan's very skillful and kind and amazing.
I think this would be a good time to ask Harry how you feel about being shunted down the pecking order for Councillor of State, he or she who can fill in for certain roles of the monarch if they are unavailable.
Well, no, I haven't been shunted down the pecking order. Papa's just added a few extra names to the list, that's all.
Yeah, which is extremely rude.
I'll admit, I've always wanted to get stuck in signing things, as acting monarch.
Well, I'm not sure exactly how much you'd be able to sign, and whether you'd be referred to as acting monarch.
And you'd be acting queen.
Well, it's not going to happen now.
Nevertheless, the important thing is, I was looking forward to signing documents so much, I even bought one of those stamps, those signature stamps saying has, which is quite useful actually, because I don't always remember the exact spelling of has.
Well, Harry, with your penchant for producing items during these interviews, I'm quite surprised you didn't bring the stamp with you.
Well, I haven't got it anymore. Meghan's got it.
Yeah, too right I've got it. And you won't be having it back.
What?
Oh, that seems a little harsh, Meghan. He's stamped all over the walls.